I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Oh my God, mentally, okay. I'm talking about I'm slow in the boxing ring, right?
Mentally.
I'm talking about the boxing ring, what you was talking about. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Okay, you're gonna see. I promise you're gonna see.
Teo, to Shakur's point, you seem to be the guy that rises to the level of your competition. When you were going against Loma, people felt you were the underdog. Josh Taylor, the same thing. And those are the fights where you really showcased your skills and abilities and upset the odds. Is this another fight where you're coming in there with that mentality to upset the odds?
Just put them in front of me and I'll beat them. Not about the odds. It's about, I guess defining them. You define the odds. Everybody's against you, great. That's when you know you're doing great. I put a thing out there. It's like, if you want to be liked in this sport, be a good boxer. You want to be loved in the sport, be the best boxer. But if you want to be hated in this sport, including the odds, be the greatest boxer.
At first glance, this interview looked pretty chill, but appearances can be deceiving. The tension was almost tangible, like it was doing push-ups right under the table. From the very start, as they delved into past events, early career struggles, marketing maneuvers, who got noticed first and who felt left out, you could feel the heat building. That's when the conversation really started to spark.
Yeah, I'm thinking though, I don't know if it's 2011 or 2012 National Junior Olympics or Junior National Golden Gloves. And I remember seeing him. He was wearing a white tank top. I think it was red and white trunks. And he was just whooping on dude bad. And that's when I noticed we were both cleaning up our divisions leading up to the finals. He ended up winning. I ended up, coming in second.
Did you first become aware of Teo?
It's so crazy. So like when I first kind of got aware of Teo, was probably before he even knew me. But I used to get on YouTube and I used to watch like the DMV fight, and I seen one of his fights up there and I kind of watched him. I thought he was a good fighter, and that's when I kind of got a first whiff of Teo. But when I finally first met him, probably was the same time he talking about.
Shakur casually mentioned feeling a twinge of jealousy, and Teofimo didn't skip a beat, replying, "I just didn't care." Just like that, the talk shifted from boxing history to lingering bruises of pride that never quite faded.
I was good with Teo. I thought Teo was a little jealous of me. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he was getting the fights that you would. You were calling for Loma. He got Loma.
Yeah.
Did you see him as a future foe?
I think that everything just plays out the way it does, and eventually we was gonna end up meeting up with each other. Eventually, I had never seen any jealousy in my part with him. I mean, for crying out loud, he fought for Team USA. He got a silver medal. And,
not during them times though,
and
bro.
The whole thing
not
was
during them times.
pushed.
I'm speaking on the times where I felt like you had a push start. You got the you used to be ahead of me far as like ESPN only like black fighters and all that kind of stuff. And when you said that, I kind of felt like it was a shot at me. So I felt like it was a little bit of jealousy.
No, I just didn't give enough. That's all. Cool. Just didn't give enough about it.
Then Teofimo brought up trying to make Shakur quit, or even knock him out. You could almost feel the room stiffen. Shakur's reply was cold, not loud, just quietly sharp, like he was silently saying, "You really think I'm that slow?" Lines like that? They can hit in a completely different way once fight night rolls around.
How do you feel when you hear a guy say he might not just stop you, but he might make you quit in the fight?
Make me quit is crazy. Like, I don't got no quit in me, but it's cool. He's supposed to feel that way. Like, he's supposed to say the things that he's saying. He's not saying nothing out of the ordinary or something that I didn't expect. Only thing that I kind of took away, he got on a podcast, I want to say he said that I was slow. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, he's going to be very surprised come fight night, to where it's like, you really thought I was slow? Like, is that something like you put in your brain and thought it was about to come out there and work?
Teofimo comes off like a guy guarding his turf, as if someone's been moving his furniture around. Shakur, meanwhile, sounds like he's been waiting for this moment for years and doesn't care who owns the place. And if tensions were this intense just sitting across a podcast table, Imagine what 12 rounds in the ring will feel like when words can't do the talking.
You gonna beat me?
No,
what
I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do.
So you gonna erase my name?
I know what I'm going to do.
This 140
Basically, what I'm trying to let you know is that boxing ain't gonna allow it.
But how boxing not gonna allow it?
It won't.
How?
Cause now you facing me.
Oh shit! I'm so scared. Tio, I'm frightened. I'm scared for my life. I'm facing you. Ooh. That shit don't move me, bro. I can't wait to see you. I've been waiting on this. Yo, I don't know how you don't understand. I've been waiting on this moment forever. Like, it's been years and years for this moment right here. You gave me the opportunity. I appreciate you for that. But come with it. Facts.
And while all that tension played out on camera, here's the part Teofimo really needs to notice. Shakur isn't just talking the talk, he's putting in the work. His training at D1 in Colorado Springs, pushing through the thin air, racking up rounds where fatigue lays bare every flaw. This is Crawford-level territory, and you don't show up there for fun, you go to sharpen every edge.
How many you got?
It's all fun and games, man. We just in here having fun, joking around and letting them get some experience. You know, when you boxing, you gotta box in front of a lot of different people. So being that they in front of a lot of people right now, we kind of gassing it up, making it feel like it's an atmosphere of a fight. So I enjoy it.
This isn't flashy Instagram content or a stunt for the cameras. It's a quiet, disciplined grind at high altitude, where every second hones timing and every breath tests endurance. When a fighter like Shakur takes his camp there, it sends a clear message. He's preparing for a fight defined not by chaos, ego, or crowd hype, but by precision, stamina, and control when the rounds stretch on.
Yeah.
They got it.
Let me see that.
Good. That's good.
I feel great. Sprints kind of be getting me right, get my conditioning right. Sometimes in a fight could turn into a sprint. Cause it's like, start the pace fast as hell and then they can't keep up the pace. But the sprints will kind of get you in shape to where once you break down, sometimes you get a second win. Then you get another win. Then you get another win after that. So I did the sprints a lot in a Jamel Herring fight. That's why you seen me fight at a fast pace. And then once I slowed down, I picked it back up and I had all the energy in the world to do it. So we locked in.
That high-altitude training is meant to make sure that when Teofimo is still firing on all cylinders, Shakur is still sharp and clear-headed. It's about turning patience into a weapon and conditioning into unshakable confidence. So while Teofimo brags about dominance and territory, Shakur is quietly stacking hidden advantages, building a fight engine that doesn't show up in trash talk but becomes undeniable once the rounds get brutal. That's the scary part. When the words stop, altitude doesn't care about hype.
So far, it came going great. We about a month away from fight day. Everything going according to plan. Core look great, man, great. He getting the rounds in. Everything going according to schedule.
We coming.
We coming for the victory. Me as a trainer, I don't train to go the distance. I think that's wear and tear on the body. You put all the work in camp to make the fight night as easy as possible, and that's what he...
Right after discussing Shakur isolating himself in Colorado Springs, training in thin air, fine-tuning every detail at D1 like he's preparing for a 12-round chess match, the conversation naturally snaps back to New York, where all that tension is about to collide. Listening to Pauli and Chris break down the scene, it feels like a grown-up table now. No hype, no echo chamber, just fighters who know exactly what Madison Square Garden does to your legs and your nerves. And they're right. The Garden isn't just a stage, it's a test. For Shakur, it's proof of his work. For Teofimo, it's fuel for the fire.
Teofimo is at his most dangerous when he's counted out. And this is going to be one of those fights where he's going to be counted out. Because Shakur is looked at by and large as the guy who can dominate boxing in this generation, right? If it's just a matter of him getting the opportunity. I myself have felt that he's the guy who could and should be dominating boxing if he gets the right matchups. But bro, this is one of the rare matchups, if not maybe the only matchup, where I feel like is a big threat here to Shakur.
You can almost hear it in how they talk about Teofimo. The more people doubt him, the sharper he becomes. His confidence thrives on being underestimated. We've seen it before. When he's expected to win, he can coast. But when his back is against the wall and the crowd is divided, that's when he locks in and pulls off moves that seem to defy physics. Shakur, by contrast, runs on a completely different energy. He doesn't need chaos to perform, he needs focus. He's the type who shows up early, works quietly, and still nails the test while everyone else scrambles. That contrast is what makes this matchup feel unique. And when Pauli says Teofimo could be one of the few real challenges for Shakur, it's not shade, it's just the truth.
Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but he typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back against the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall, and he's just so good. But Teofimo has a way, when you're so good and he knows you're so good and everybody...
Shakur might be the cleaner, more consistent fighter, but Teofimo is the wild card. He has a way of rising in the moment, throwing off timing, logic, and even the odds. I love how they treat New York itself as part of the equation, and it makes sense. This isn't Vegas, all controlled and polished. This is MSG, where the crowd feels personal and every cheer adds pressure. Teofimo feeds off that energy, while Shakur tunes it out like white noise. Two completely different operating systems, same ring. And then you add the betting angle, it just layers on another level of intrigue.
And Moses, he was not good. He did not. It was not a good night.
Oh, like a street fight.
Yeah, it was
shots.
And I think I was a guest on that on the call for that show, and I said I got one guy fighting with ego and I got one guy fighting with discipline, and that's what it was because he just went out there and was just trying to knock him out from round one, and it was not working out well. Now, is he going to do that against Shakur? Absolutely not. But also, we've seen him struggle with guys like Jermaine Ortiz. We've seen him struggle with who was the Canadian guy who I mean, not that he struggled, but he failed to really impress.
Sander Martin.
On paper, Shakur looks like the cleaner, smarter, more controlled fighter, but boxing doesn't happen on paper. It happens in the moment. And Teofimo thrives in moments. That's the danger. That's why this fight feels so compelling. It's not just about belts or rankings, it's about whether discipline can withstand volatility, or whether volatility can shatter discipline. When seasoned fighters say, "I wouldn't bet on this one," it's not caution. It's respect for how unpredictable greatness can be. This isn't a safe matchup. It's real. And that's exactly why everyone's glued to it.
Pulled out Josh Taylor, a weight class below, and years out, said, I could beat that guy. He called out Jaron Ennis. Obviously, he didn't fight Jaron. But when him and his father put their heads together and they see something in a guy and they end up taking a fight like this, that's dangerous where he's the underdog, watch.
Right after Pauli and Chris laid out the whole danger versus discipline debate like two fighters who've actually felt the pain under those lights, the energy shifts when Buddy McGirt speaks up. You can feel the room lock in. Listening to him, it's clear this isn't hype, it's conviction. No dramatic pauses, no hot takes for clicks. Just a man who's seen generations of fighters saying Shakur is different. What stands out is how straightforward he keeps it. No arguments about athleticism, ticket sales, or who's louder, control is the word. Buddy makes it clear, you can't rush Shakur. You can't bully him. And you certainly can't swing your way to a miracle. If you're Teofimo, you can't rely on bravado or flash. You have to outthink a guy who operates in chess mode. That's a brutal challenge. Buddy's description of Shakur's style is like explaining a movie to someone who's already halfway through it while everyone else is still watching the trailer.
I mean, to me, they have two different styles. You know what I mean? And, Shakur just has a style that, to appreciate it, you got to be a real boxing person.
Yeah, because, when I say athleticism, it's like explosiveness and switch, but isn't Shakur with the timing and the distance, it's more subtle.
Relaxed, you know what I mean? He can do whatever, he can take control at any time when he wants to.
Is it like more efficient? Like Teo will cross arm and use all these reflexes. Then Shakur will just take a little half step back.
That's
like,
it.
Is that more
It's all
efficient?
about control. It's all about control.
How competitive a fight you think it's going to be?
It's going to be a very good fight. I mean, it's a fight, and it's in the right place, New York. I've always said, I said years ago in an interview, if that fight happens, it's got to be in New York.
And that's a wrap for today's breakdown. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll catch you in the next one.